Hello, hello, hello. Today my guest is Jay. Jay works for
Hello. How?
uh, Jay works for the for the printing industry. Also, she's comedian. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you, Mulab. Glad to be here.
So I like why really, Jay, you are so special to me because you are like almost the first one who I start doing joke with and working on jokes.
Yes. And I thought your history of what you share is so funny, and I would just laugh. It was like some of it was just like I knew it was true. And it was like, oh my God, it's true. It would just be so funny.
So is it like you are interested in another cultures? You are interested in other people, or what? How do you see yourself?
I'm very interested in other cultures and other people. And, I have friends kind of from all over the world, but this is one thing that has happened this year is people like you. I never would have met anybody like you, So I feel very privileged that I feel like I really have a really diverse group of friends now, much more than I ever have.
Wow, that's great. And you don't care Africa or from Arabic countries or from Brazil. You are just interested in people with different upbringing and different background.
I really am. And, generally what I do, for instance, I've been to India, I've been to Cuba, I've been to Italy. And even in the United States, when I travel, I always read about that history or I love doing that because, a lot of times I don't realize what really happened in those countries and things. So now I'm going to read about your country.
Oh, and which one is your favorite so far? Do you have someone that like, wow?
I would say you are one of my wows, really. To me, this is the truth. And, yeah. And then, my friend Navi, because I've been to India, her and I like to talk to people from India. I would say you two are my wows right now. Really, I would, because I've become really good friends with you guys too. But I love our conversations.
That's cool. You know, Jay, what other thing you can do? If you learn another language, it's also another crazy feelings because you will be able to express yourself in different language. And you will like, they say if you learn the Chinese language, it's just crazy, the meanings and or the Russian.
Yeah. Well, and so whenever I go to a country, like whether it's Italy, I try to know a little bit, and then as I'm there, I'm always good about asking, okay, how do I say this? And then I have Translate on my phone. But what I'm sad about is that, I did a lot of work in Texas where I live. We were on the border with Mexico, and we were helping all those people that were the immigrants walking up through South America. I was so sad that I did not know more of the language. I really was. I did okay, but to truly know their stories, I just couldn't understand them. Some of them could speak a little English, but for the most part. So yes, that's a big regret that I am not multi-language, and not that I couldn't be. I'm just not right now.
But you know, Jay, I love the way you think. It means a lot. Like some people, imagine some people would be like, why are they here and they don't even speak the language?
Oh.
You know? But then you find the nice people. So like, do you feel like you are doing this because like of the religion, or it's just because of a good feeling, reward you find in your heart, or?
It's a lot about, I'm a very, do you know what an empath is? I'm very
Yes.
empathetic. And so I've done mission work, like Hurricane Katrina. I went to India twice and helped HIV/AIDS patients. Mexico, sometimes, you just can't bear the pain. And if I'm somewhere where I can help, I will be there. Yeah. It's not really for religion. It's just, I'm going to do what I can.
Have you been like this all your life since you are a kid?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have been there. I used to volunteer at the hospital when I was like in junior high, for instance, work at rescue missions, feed the homeless, Yeah, I pretty much have always done it. Right now, I'm not because of this injury, but I'll get back in it.
What drives me crazy is religions. I'm talking about myself. Religion doesn't work for me. So before, like when I was doing things because I am Muslim and because Allah will take me to heaven, I used to fuck around. But then when I do them just for the humanity, just to be a good person
Yes.
for the world, just to be nice, for like you it's like it's kind of bitter when I feel that reward in my heart and the nice feeling. So
Yes.
so I guess you the same. Like you don't have, because some people they do good for the Jesus or for God. They want to go to heaven. And do you involve
Sometimes
that as well?
Yeah, and so here's I've kind of rediscovered God this year, because I've told you before how I kind of hit the wall and had a big depression going on. So I don't go to church, but I do pray every day, and I pray for others, and I will say my life is better because of it. I'm not better than others because of it, but my life is better. But but also kindness doesn't necessarily have, kindness can come from just like you're so kind with things you say. All we have to do is just be nice to each other, and not be hateful because they're different, or you don't want people here because they're not this or that. I'm not that person. And there's other people like me, but sometimes it seems like everybody just hates. I don't know. It's been a very difficult time for those of us who don't feel that way, because there's a lot of animosity, in our country right now.
Yeah, that's that. To be honest, also my strategy, because I'm 23, not sure 23 and how many months,
Yeah,
but
not sure, but kind of.
pretty sure. So I also do believe that the less mistakes I will do in my life, the happier and easier life will be. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to learn also from older people. I'm trying to listen, because I don't think that you have to do the mistake in order to learn. I think if you are, maybe just don't do the mistakes, life will be more easy. So that's what I'm trying to do.
And that's, it's so nice to hear that, because for some reason I wanted, it's not that I wanted to be an alcoholic or I wanted to be married several times. Not that that was my goal in life, but there was also a certain amount of excitement to the life I was leading. And so that was part of not being treated for depression at a young age. I was in my 40s. So really my 40s is when I became a nicer person. I was always a nice person, but I made a lot of mistakes up until my 40s, if you know what I mean. It was just difficult. Had I known about maybe that I kind of had a mental issue, life might have been better, but it wasn't. That's not the way the cards played. So it's nice that at your age at 23 that you do want to learn from others, because You know, a lot of times young people don't want to. They want to live their life and make their own mistakes, which is fine, but it can lead to a lot of heartache and angst.
Exactly. It's like if you want to do it, as you said, it's fine. But I just do think that it's easier. So I'm choosing the easy road,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
which is also, to be honest, Jay, I feel like, for example, I got so lucky to be able to speak English because
yeah.
that's why I don't judge others. Because what if I didn't speak English? Would I be who I am now? No.
Right. Right. No.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So getting access to some information, like because now I speak English, I'm lucky enough to get access to listen to some information. So you know, I also do listen to like Jordan Peterson. He's a psychologist in Canada, and
Mhm.
Jacko. I told you he's the Navy SEAL, and I feel when you understand yourself as human and when you understand human nature, it's easier. So I do understand that we have wolf inside our mind, and I do understand that our body release some short-term chemicals, like chemicals for just short-term lies, which is will
Mhm.
cause. So I'm so lucky to get access to this information and just be like, when I feel like I want to do mistake, I'm like, I know this is the wolf,
Yeah.
and you should keep it in the cage. This is some
Yeah.
chemical. Why would I do this?
Well, and you know, and exactly what you're saying. And I was not really aware of that. I had alcoholism, for instance, in my family. You know, my dad was not, you know, all this. So some people react differently. Like, you know, some people can drink when they're 18 to 20, and then they go, you know, I got other things to do. And, but also remember, I grew up with no hair. I grew up wearing wigs, and I had an odd disease, which especially in my teenage years and as a young adult became much more difficult for me, you know, just for many reasons, but just being that different at the time of my life. We're talking 40 years ago, right? Well, my coping mechanism was drinking and taking drugs, and then I could fit in with that level of mentality. You know what I mean? Um, so that's how I coped, because this is interesting, Muak. At the time, I did not know one other person who had what I have is called alopecia. I never knew there was anybody else who had it until I was in my late 20s. So, you know, you're just feeling kind of, you know, I'm a nice person, and I was always trying to be nice to everybody so that they wouldn't be mean to me. You know what I mean? It was and so then you get yourself in trouble too, because you know, you kind of get involved in situations that maybe you wouldn't have, just because I'm trying to fit in. So just like, you know, if you came to the US and you're not now, but if you might have come to the US without meeting all of us, maybe you would feel self-conscious. How are you going to feel comfortable, you know, when you talk about the chemicals in our brain, and how am I going to fit into this world? I'm so different. But now it's not a thing for me anymore. Thank God I've lived this long to know I'm okay. And there are other people with it, and it's okay. You know what I mean?
To be honest, that's really beautiful. And because sometimes they say that maybe you were able to live this long and to come over it because maybe your chemicals and the way you are made is different than other people.
Mm-hmm. And you know what is sad, because in the US, I don't know if you're familiar, but in the US, like, you know, I sobered up by going to Alcoholics Anonymous, right? 30 some years ago. Well, by having that, I had a contact with people who were once again like me. And so, you know, you have to learn how to be honest with other people. And then that's another place I learned to love others and not be so judgmental. you know. I learned that, but sometimes people die, say, there's a couple times I could have died in my 30s, and then I would have just left all this damage, no apologies, no I'm sorry kids, nothing, you just leave, and then they're left with a big sadness. Well, because I've lived long enough to tell them I'm sorry and then trying to be the better person, I feel very grateful for every day I'm here.
Wow. But that's also true that they say that humans, we need people to love, and we need people to love us. Doesn't matter how strong we are, it's just we are connected.
Yes, yeah. I feel sad. My son is a loner, and he's 40, and it makes my heart hurt for him, that he does. I mean, he has some friends, but I always worry about people who are alone, and sometimes they choose to be alone, but that makes me very sad. People alone are sad stories for me. And like did you feel alone for a while, but you don't feel alone now?
Okay, so to be honest, that's part of what I'm telling you. Um, I haven't, because I feel like people start to feel alone when they start to grow more and they didn't make good people around them. So I was in Yemen, I was going to school. And then when I came to Cyprus, I was going to university. I dated here and there, like some just light stuff. And I wasn't worried. But now when I meet Dorina, I do calculate everything I do in this relationship carefully. And
Aw.
yeah, and I do put myself as, what if I'm here in another life? What would I expect
Mhm.
this person to do? Because I feel the only way to be happy is to care about others. You're gonna be happy, but if you care about yourself, it's dangerous. Like I in a way hate myself, like the way we are made, our brain. You need to be so that's why I care about my relationship with Dorina too much, and I do care about my actions too much, because as you said, I can do whatever I want. I can go get drunk, I can go to parties, I can abuse my position, but I know that I will pay for it, and I don't want to pay
Mhm.
for it. I want to live
Yes.
relaxed and happy life and go as nice as I can.
Yes. So, I've told you that my husband is my third husband. He is the kindest person. I've had this injured, for almost 5 months. He has driven me. He has cooked for me. He takes care of me. My first two husbands, I couldn't do anything. There was never any encouragement. There was never any, oh, that's fun. Go have fun. They were always jealous. To be with somebody like your relationship, I didn't know how it was to be in a relationship with a nice man, you know, for whatever reasons. And I'm so lucky that I've had this opportunity too, to really know what real love is and how to really care for someone and not to be unfaithful, not to want to go mess around, all of that stuff. It's kind, it can, I know people who have it, but I didn't know how to have that until I met Denny at 42, when I was 42.
Wow, that's similar to me and Dorina. Like we kind of haven't been loved and feeling wanted this much,
Aw.
and the connection that you can be yourself next to this person,
Yes.
and also the things that you are even shy to do, they are there to support you and tell you like you are the best. They are always your first fans with while you are
Yes.
down. So I it's hard to keep it, like the relationship. There is too many distractions, there is too many
Mhm.
difficulties. It's a very hard road, but I choose it because I feel like this is what's right.
Yes, yes. Well, it's just like, Denny knows that I'm meeting with you on Sundays. He's, you know what? It doesn't bother him that what you and I talk about or what we do, because when you trust each other, like with Dorinda, for her to support you, she could have said, "Oh, that's stupid to do comedy," or "That's stupid to do that," right? No, it's
Exactly.
not. You know what I mean? Other people in my life might have done that, but not the people in my life now, you know?
Yeah, you can be yourself with the
Yeah.
person now, and they will make
Yes.
you feel the best about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let me tell you, Muad, because you are young or a lot younger than me, but that is not it's not easy to find those people. You know what I mean? It's not easy. Not a lot of people either don't find them and they stay alone, or they don't want to do the work that takes to find a good person rather than just settle, just to have somebody in their life.
Jay, I always say this to Dorina. I tell her, I'm really more worried about us than you, because I tell her it's hard to find someone nice in this world. It's hard. And the value of love, because Jay, the thing with me and Dorina is we had rough days at the beginning of our relationship. And when you are like, there is no money, there is nothing, and these people show you love when you are not able to give them back anything at that
Mm,
moment. Like you are not even like, nobody go now to the street, nobody in this world will do something for you for free. Everyone wants the money. But when you find the one who in some moments you weren't able to give anything, but they gave their time and everything they have. So for me, it's ridiculous not to, like, I don't know how. Look, if things doesn't go well, things might go wrong, then things go wrong. But as long as things are going well, I'm not going to be the asshole. Like I
right,
would.
right.
Yes.
Well, and I think you have a real grace about you, about that. I love the word grace. And you have that, and you understand it's difficult. You are in a difficult place right now because you really don't know what's going to happen. I hope everything happens the right way, but we all know, a day can change our whole lives. You were brought up that way. My God, who knows what could have happened in any day in your life.
Yeah.
And to be able to have a grace and say, I'm okay, you know what, we'll just see. But you continue this comedy. I think that's what I love about this comedy. I think it's so good for all of us. There's millions of us trying to do this, yet none of us are going, well, there's too many people, I'm not going to do it. We all have this connection that is so warm. Don't you agree?
Wow. No competition.
No competition, and everybody is for each other. It's the most unique group I have ever been involved in. It's so and it's loving. Don't you
Like
feel
good
that
people.
too?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You feel like it's a tribe. It's like you are joining the
Yes.
tribe. It's not like you are joining the
Yes.
competition or the market.
Right. Right. And like, when I went to New York City, all our friends that we see on Joke Zoom, to just go to New York City and they invite you to their homes, and it was like, well, you already knew each other. We've known each other for a year on the screen, but then when you meet them in person, it's just as warm. That's
Yeah,
what you'll experience eventually.
yeah. And Jay, also the exchange with the when you are doing comedy, and for example, you go and you do show, the exchange that you get with your buyers is the best, because they come, they have fun, they laugh, and they go. You are
Yeah.
not like, it's also good exchange.
Oh, it is. It is. And I think it's very good for our mental health, I think it's good for our mental health, and to be surrounded by these fabulous people who, they're not trying to take something from you. They want to help you. They want to encourage. They want to give you tips on a joke. You know what I mean? There's very few things. There are very few groups that would ever do that. They would all be competing because they would want to win. They would want to be they would want to be better than you. So I'm not going to help you because I don't want you to be funnier than me. We don't have that competition in these groups.
I think comedians are nice people in general.
I do too. And I think it's a very unique personality that we all have.
You mean like people who want to be comedians, they have unique personality?
Yeah, because for instance, I've gone when I perform live and I go in and I don't know the people that are in the room, but because we're all comedians, you just have that connection. So you don't have to be shy or you don't have to be whatever. It's like you can just say one thing and everybody's with you on it. It's like you don't have to explain yourself because we all have whatever. Yes.
You can be silly. You can be silly and have fun.
They're going to laugh. They're going to think whatever, just because we all kind of have that same mindset, no matter what level we are,
Wow. So today I went to comedy writing room, and the way they do it is like rap, but it was more fun for me. So what we do, everyone says something that something he did out of his comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
and things fired back, like things get wrong. And so much fun. People are doing crazy things, and then someone would say what he did, and we helped them to make it punchy. And oh my God, it was just. And they were so surprised when I told them that there is no comedy in Yemen and no music. I told them there is no entertainment. They're like, what the fuck?
Do they love you? Do they ask you like what do they are they aware of some of your stories yet?
So today we were saying, when did you start comedy? So everyone say I start comedy when I was 20. I start comedy when I was 40. And me, I say I start comedy 1 month after I found out that comedy exists.
Yeah. And you don't know how old you are, so you don't know.
So I just, after I was born by 1 month. It's crazy.
Did they love it?
So that's okay. So as you said, like really, I feel like comedy was gifted for me. Like people are like thinking what to work on because they grew up in the US and they're like, what should I joke? Me, I just say what I have seen in my life and people just yeah.
It is your whole life, and that is so unique. Your material is so unique. Everybody from some of these kind of difficult countries, it's very odd the lives the issues that they have that none of us would ever imagine what it feels like. So it's kind of your humor is like, oh my God, really? But then the way you present it is like, oh my God, that's funny, but oh my God, the poor guy. It's that type of humor.
But that's also my goal, because I want people to know about what's going on, and you can and I don't care, like maybe some people would be happier, will be more grateful. Some people might even want to help.
Yes.
Maybe some people who are there now with these ideas will start questioning themselves and questioning things. Yes. So I don't care how you get it. The most important for me is to put some dopamine out.
Yes. Aww.
And deliver.
I
Yes,
like that.
it's like you deliver the information on cake, on sweets.
Yes.
You get full and
Yes.
it's like you are eating some sugar, some honey, you know?
Aw.
So
And I like I like that that's kind of your mission. And we have talked about that, how we both I kind of have a couple of things I want to be more open about, and that so that maybe if somebody hears my routine, they'll go, oh, I want to talk to her about her hair loss or her drug problem or her mental illness, just like you. We kind of want to put a message out there also, that we can maybe be helpful.
yeah, I think talking about myself, I'm not interested in on comedy that doesn't like send me message or like play with my emotions a little bit,
Mhm.
because I feel like
Mhm.
I that's why I also always listen to podcasts, because also
Yes.
when I'm entertaining myself, I want more reward from what I'm entertaining myself. So I feel like when I entertain myself with comedy, there is more reward when I'm listening to George Carlin
Hmm.
than like I don't know. I'm for example, I'm not so into Fluffy.
Right.
You know
Right.
Fluffy. Like I rather watch George Carlin.
Yes. Yes. Did you look at those couple of comedians that I sent you?
Yes,
That the Siddiqui guy?
yes.
Yeah. Did you find him interesting?
Um, like he was nice. Like the comedians that you send me, they were like also trying to question things. So I was so happy to listen to them,
Yes.
and funny.
Yes, yes. And but some people don't like, some people, you would find it odd how prejudiced or racist or how people can be here. Like there would be people who wouldn't even think of going to go see the people from Iran or Iraq or Africa or anywhere, because they're not from here and they don't want to hear their humor, but they have the best stories. Like Trevor Noah. I mean, he's so fabulous with his stories of South Africa. You know, he can be funny, but it's also tragic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he also makes jokes about the British, makes you
Oh,
and
yes.
yeah, it's really because I feel like when you are as a comedian, when you are talking, you are taking people mind on a ride. You are like a driver of the car now. You rather
Oh.
will do accident and they will just think about something else because you just
Mm-hmm.
lost the car, throw it from up the mountain, or and that's when people just don't listen to you anymore. And there is some drivers who will entertain them a little bit, and there is drivers like George Carlin or Noah. This is like
Yeah,
when he ride your mind, he's a fantastic driver. It's like you are
he's
going
a
in the best
great
way.
driver. Yes, yes, yes. One thing I'm going to do, because I have met you, is I tell you that I did buy the Quran?
Yes.
And so I'm not going to learn Yemen, but I will read the Quran. Do you think I will be surprised? Is it the Quran or Quran? How do I say it right?
In Arabic, we say al Quran.
Quran. Quran.
You
Okay.
cannot say qa.
Quran. Quran.
Yes.
Quran. Okay. So, do you think I would find it interesting to read that maybe it's not as mean as we are led to believe?
Okay, Jay. I want to tell you one thing. We are programmed differently.
Mm-hmm.
That's why comedy, some joke might works for you, some jokes might not work for me. So when you read the Quran, I'm sure it's going to be different perspective and different receiving the delivered
Okay.
from Quran to you. Because for me, I used to read all this Quran without looking to it. I used to
Oh.
go to the mosque every day, like for 5 hours to read the
Mhm.
Quran. And my brain was just working like my dad, because my dad believed that if parents teach their sons the whole Quran, God will make the son give his parents crowns.
Oh.
So my dad fucked my childhood to get the crown. What the fuck is going on, Jay? Like, if you want the crown, go get it or go fuck yourself. Honestly, I'm sorry. But
Hey, why doesn't he get it from his girlfriend? Let her give him the crown, right?
I don't know. or the other sons were also they are poor kids. But anyway, that's what I'm telling you. Like, I want to question things in a funny way. So these people, like, it's sad that age, time, because I don't see you like that's how I see humans. You have time and energy. You are here in this planet existing with time and energy. So
Mhm.
ideas ideas might change your reality and the way this time and energy will go, and it's so sad. So let's come back to you reading the Quran. Read it. For me, as I said, Quran is like the religions was written in animals' skin 1,400 years ago. So you're gonna
Okay.
read something that was written in animals' skin 1,400 years ago.
On animals? Okay, okay, on animal skin one. Okay.
Yeah, that's when the Quran was published. And but I think that the Prophet Muhammad is very smart, very, very intelligent person.
Oh,
So
okay.
read it,
I will.
and because he was able to manipulate the Arabic minds. Rather he is smart or the Arabic mind is so stupid. You can decide.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
you
what is it? He's either brilliant or he's insane, right? Or something. But anyway, I do want to read it. I've got it right down here, and I thought, okay, for you, because see, now I have somebody who does it, and I bought it. And you know what? This is weird. I bought it at a used bookstore, but I almost felt weird buying it. Like, is something going to happen to me because I bought this book? Isn't that strange that because we have such a evil, it's almost like an evil thought about the Quran and or Quran. And does that sound weird? It was kind of scary for me to buy it.
Okay, that's funny because look, I get surprised when I see how people think about us and our books. Okay,
Yeah,
so I had another podcast with another guy who live in the US, and he told me if I will like play around, I rather like if he say if I get in disagreement, if I disagree with someone from the US, I'm gonna go home and sleep. He say, but if I disagree with someone from Yemen or Afghanistan or Pakistan, he say, you guys are that hard. I'm not going
you're gonna get.
home to sleep. Yes. So I was like, listen, I don't know, but okay, if that's what you think, like, how to say, it's just maybe you are right, and it's we are freaky because I was today again. I was in this room, and one guy he said that he went to the Air Force and the Air Force wasn't good. Like they make him not sleep. He's like someone he seems
Oh,
to be lazy. So the Air Force was like, he's like, I cannot sleep. They wake me up. So I was like, what the fuck, bro? Why you didn't just leave? He's like, I have contract, and because in Yemen we don't have contracts. If like someone will blow himself up if you don't let him, like, so in the US you have contract. If someone doesn't follow, the bank will stop him. In Yemen there is no bank. So in Yemen there is no banks. If he travel anywhere, maybe he will have problems with his passport or papers. So Yemenis doesn't need to travel anywhere in the world. They cannot go leave Yemen. and, and I don't know what you can do for Americans, because you sign contract, then maybe they will cut the electricity in your house. There is no electricity in Yemen. So like
Hey, no electricity?
so when we used to get the electricity from the government, it's like 1 hour a day. So now people, they buy the bomb.
The generator? The generator?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's better than the government. And then they put gas every day, petrol, and
yeah.
they will open only one lamp and the fridge.
I think you are, there's third world countries. I think you are fourth world country.
Nobody knows.
I think third world countries have it better than you guys.
It's crazy, Jay. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy. I didn't know that. It's a little bit like Cuba, is a communist island, and they regulate, you can only have electricity for so long. People in America just do not understand how it is everywhere else. I think you have to experience it to really see how different and how painful it is. But people live through it. I mean,
yeah, they say, for example, if someone had cancer,
yeah,
and he survived it, he will tell you, I was so lucky to have cancer because who I am today. It was good. But nobody will come and tell you, I wish you have cancer so you can feel how I feel now. So that's how I feel about coming from Yemen. It's fucked up. I don't want anyone to go through this. But now I feel like it's the best thing that ever happened to me, because it makes me more grateful. It makes me so happy.
Yes. And that's the gifts we get from bad times. It really is. All of my bad times are truly gifts to me right now. And they've made me who I am. And and not better than anybody. It's just, it made me know what I can live through and how and what kind of person I really do want to be. I don't want to be that person I was. And yeah. I think life and the energy around us, and especially if I'm a person who I'm not shy, so I'm going to talk to people on Joke Zoom. I'm going to find out more about them. And a lot of people won't do that. A lot of people would not even think about turning on a computer and doing a Joke Zoom class. They'd go, oh no, I can't do that. I'm not funny, or I'm not, they won't paint. I can't paint. I can't, they'll just sit in their chair in the US. They'll just sit in their chair and watch TV because they just go, no, I'm too scared to put paint on paper. I don't understand that.
Jay, I was listening, there is TV show, it called Human, the World Within. Our body, inside our body, you know that in our brain there is like billions neurons, or I don't know how. So and all this billion neurons works if you invest them in good. For example, if I'm trying to do comedy, these things start to activate. And also when I'm finding difficulties and I'm getting better, these billions start to be different. Also cells, we have like billion cells in our body, and it shows you when you eat how food become fuel, how it moves through the blood, how it become glucose. Everything you eat become glucose, and it goes with the blood. It's like machine here. And how our brain is very strong machine. Our body is adaptable. So when I watch like this, I'm like, God damn it, I have to invest every minute on this machine to figure out, to use it. So exactly like I said, it's so sad. someone, because to have this, because if you don't use it, you lose it.
You do. Yes. Yes. I feel sharper now than I did a year ago. You know, I feel, because, you have to write, we have to think, we have to plan, we have to go perform. And that has made I feel like that's made, I don't know. Now, my husband might disagree, but but I do think it's made me much more alert at time. I do. I think it's been very good for me.
It does. Okay, I will tell you. The proof that humans' body can improve at any age. There is no specific age. Like if I am at 23 and you are at like, let's say 60 or 70 or 80, not sitting will improve rather than sitting. Writing, because now when you write, when you do comedy, you are working the muscles inside your mind. And that's why the more you write comedy, the more you can write more, the more you can stay more, because you are developing muscles. So you are doing workout for your brain when you are writing every day and doing comedy. So that's science. It's not like I would agree or disagree. Science says that your brain is healthier and getting better. That's no argument with it.
Right. And the same with exercising, going to the gym. I'm doing what I can do. I can't do everything I want to do right now, but I know. And so both my husband and I have always been, fitness is part of our life. My husband's very good at it. He goes to the gym every day, and he's 76.
Oh my
There's a lot of 70. Yeah. And there's a lot of 76-year-olds that are in nursing homes. Seriously, and we really try. We're very young for our ages, if that makes sense. He's a young 76.
I want you to say it again. So 76 and go to the gym every day.
Yeah, he is 76. He gets up early in the morning. He goes to the gym every day.
Oh my God.
He's very structured. He's a very structured person. Yeah, that's how cool he is. Yeah. And that's just who he is. And then that's who I try to be. He's better at the gym than I am, and fitness than I am. But he's 76. I mean, it's fabulous. Yeah.
But Jay, also this is part why he treat you good, because he's disciplined. He wake up every morning. You go to the gym. The day become easier. He can be nicer with you. So these things also, it's like vitamins to help.
It is. And also, like I'll say, like maybe the night before, he'll go, well, do you want to get up and go to the gym with me? And I'll say, no. Say and then the next night I'll go, yes. So this morning I get up early and go to the gym. But he doesn't get mad at me because I say no. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you sleep in, it's okay. Yeah. That's also part of when we talk about our relationships. It's not about, oh, you get out of bed and get to the gym, or you're lazy. Nobody has to say. He just says, okay, honey, why don't you just stay in bed and sleep, and I'll be back in an hour. You just have to say stuff like that. You don't have to be mean to people just because maybe they're not following your plan. My husband was an Air Force pilot in Vietnam.
Wow, I was talking with someone in Vietnam today, someone from the US who lives in Vietnam.
Oh, really?
I had podcasts with him. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, how many podcasts have you done now?
So I uploaded on YouTube 5, but in general I did 10, because now I am like Netflix. So I'm trying to do as much as podcast I can, because now like I'm in Cyprus, Dorina is not here, and I'm saving them in flash, in memory. So let's say if I
Good.
come to Canada and I got busy, or let's say I come to Canada and we didn't find a house and I have to stay with her parents, the Netflix will be every week the uploading.
Well, let me know, because I need to go. Our friend just came by. We're going to watch Yellowstone's finale. That's a big TV show in town. But and we're going to have some stew and do that. But I think you're a great interviewer, because you know why? Because you listen.
And
You
I let
listen
people
and
be.
yes, you listen and let them finish their sentence, and you're very good at it. I think
Thank you,
I
Jay.
think you're great.
Thank you. And as I
Yeah.
told you, like I may be uploading every week 2 podcasts or 3, because
Okay.
I want my podcast to be like routine. I want people like to
Yes.
every week they have 2 or 3 to listen to. Every week, new. So
Yes, good for you.
so I might even have you again. You are amazing, Jay. And this has
Well,
been
you
amazing.
are too. Hey, and listen, you know, did I tell you that I paid somebody to help me have a professional website?
Yes.
And unfortunately, she's been very sick with the COVID. But anyway, it should be up and running this week. So I'll be sure and send you my link for it.
That's cool. It was in my mind even to talk with you about it, but I will link it down in the video, your website, and I'm
Okay.
even myself looking forward to see it. Listen, Jay, thank you for like not just being great in this podcast, like for being just sweet and amazing and beautiful since I know you.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for letting me be part of your journey. I just love you so much, and I love our friendship, and I cannot wait till we meet in person.
Thank you, Jay. You've been so amazing. God bless you, Jay. Take
Okay,
care.
babe.
And I
I'll
cannot
see you.
wait to
I'll
see
see you
you.
later this week. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.